Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to another beautiful day. You've probably seen this wonderful scenery in one of my other videos, yes, as I was heading to the drift event, because this is the way to the freeway. I have been having non-stop problems with my truck, and unfortunately, it is a bit of a Dodge adjustment thing. Today, hopefully, we're gonna fix that. I am tired of cussing this thing out. So the number one problem is sporadically it starts shifting weird. Like you have the cable adjusted too far. Watch. Not shifting, not shifting, not shifting, shifting. And then to second or third. Not shifting, not shifting, not shifting, not shifting, shifting. It's like jams. The transmission's like bang. But it only happens sometimes. That's flipping weird. Not to mention that I've got the typical Dodge shift in and out of overdrive on the freeway. Oh, flipping drives me nuts. Holy mackerel. So, we're going to start there. There's clutch adjustments, there's like forward clutch, reverse clutch adjustments that probably haven't been done in a while. So, that's what we're going to do. We got to open her up anyways, we got to take the valve body out anyways. This thing has 376,000 kilometers, not miles. So I'm sure a valve body at this point isn't going to make things worse. It's just another thing in the Dodge life, and we're gonna get this. Oh, shift. There you go. Yeah. So anyways, that's what's happening today on Southdown Garage.
6 times a year, these giants battle each other for top placement in Japan's most beloved traditional sport, sumo.
We're starting off with these two products here. You can see the part number here. It's for the deep dish oil pan, and then this is the valve body. So when you open up this box here, it's going to come with a squirt gasket, which we're not going to use because we've got the new fan. It comes with a spring for your second gear and your new lever for your second gear clutch band, as well as an oil filter, and the most important part is the instructions. So this is something you haven't done before. It may help. At the same time, it's good to know that it's a very technical installation. This isn't sort of your thing. You may need a hand. Now this is our valve body. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to bring all this stuff down to the side of the truck here, and we're going to get ready, and we're going to drain the oil out and start going through it. Now one thing that I'm not going to do that I should do is check my pressures beforehand. I just don't have the time, and I forgot my kit at home. Wait, stop. Just kidding. Don't do this job unless you know what pressures your transmission are at before you even start this job. You could waste tons of time. Don't do it. We have the gauge installed. We have it sitting up there. I might throw a zappy strap around it just to be on the safe side. You'll go into this port right here. So you see where it is. It's midway of the transmission, right on the passenger side. So we plugged into there. Zap strap to keep it away from the exhaust. Ran the line up and out of the vehicle. Now, that's the only way to really test these pressures. So we're just gonna start flying into this. Of course, this is for your old valve body, so you get your core back. So anyways, this is what we're using. We're gonna follow these instructions. Very important. All right, so that's down. Now we're gonna start pulling that valve body out, which we can do by simply undoing the bolts. So we're just gonna reposition everything here and fly at her. Okay, so the shift C-clip is right there. So there's your C-clip. You want to carefully remove and then unbolt the valve body and let everything come out here. So that's what we're going to do first. Then we're going to unbolt the valve body. We're going to drop everything out. Oh, I moved the transmission. So right here, this is your transmission lever. I moved that into the low section so you can actually get to this thing. Now that we've put that in the drain, so much oil. But this is our second gear clamp, and it's not very tight, which is not good. There's your reverse. So we're gonna adjust everything here. That's why we have all this stuff off anyways. I feel like this is not, yeah, this is just, thankfully I don't think we've lost material on there, so we're still good there. We're gonna end up replacing this here. So that's what we've got to do, is I've got to back this off, and then we can slide this out, and we've got a new arm going here, part of the kit, and then I've got to put a clamp on here, C-clamp, push that up, and then we'll pull that out, we'll put a new spring in, and I'll show you all that. Alright, so we've got this here, so we want to be very, very careful that we do not scrape this. So what we're going to do is, now that that piston is pushed up with that clamp there, we're going to go ahead, slide the screwdriver in. Of course, do not scratch this surface. So I can't do it holding with one hand, so I'm going to put you down. Okay, so this is the clip that we were talking about. So I just put my screwdriver in there to pop it up, and then carefully stuck this on the underside, and then just sort of tried to ease this up, and it popped right out. So I'm just going to double check the bore, and then we're going to go remove this. We're not going to have bad things happen. We're not going to have bad things happen. Whoa. Okay. There you go. Oh, here. Aha! Success! This is our new spring. This is our old one. Okay, so now that we've got that cleaned up, we're going to put the new spring in. All very important. Make sure the original one is there. This is an added spring. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put everything back together. Make sure you don't get dirt on anything like I am. Don't worry. I can show everybody what not to do. Clean all that crap off. Alright, let's slide all this, get out of my way. Slide all this back in. Okay. And so if you look, I don't know if you can see the difference, but that is basically the thickness difference between the new one and the old one. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to install it, and I believe we have to install it with the tapered edge facing down towards the bottom of the pan. Alright, so now we're just going to slide that in there. There. Okay, now we just have to, on the outside of here, there is a nut I will probably show you at the end. And we're just going to wind this in, torque it to 72 inch-pounds, and then we're going to back it off. After adjusting the clamp for the forward clutch to 72 inch-pounds, back it out 2 1/4 turns and tighten the lock nut. Off with the old. Okay, so now the new valve body is ready to go back up inside. So we're going to go ahead and install that. And I'm not going to show you that part because I'm under crunch time. So yeah, we're just going to slap it together, get the filter on. This gives you an idea of how big of a difference the pans are. So this is the BD one that's going to be going in, and this is the factory one. So we've got quite a bit more room here. Yeah, so one thing to keep in mind when you put all this stuff back together, you want to make sure that you have your filter in, you've torqued all these bolts to 10 foot-pounds, and that you make sure that you put a new gasket in here. I didn't, and then I saw it when I pulled it out and I was like, hey, I'm missing that. So we're just going to go ahead and throw everything back in. That goes this way. Oh. Now, target 12 foot-pounds. Okay, so now that we've put 8 liters or 8 quarts of ATX-4 transmission fluid into the Dodge right over here, it's time to fire it up and run through all the gears. Once you've run through all the gears, put it back into neutral, not park, and then we're going to check the level again. So let's do that right now. So what you saw there was, I noticed my oil was actually a little bit low when I pulled the dipstick out the first time, I thought it said it was halfway up the add mark. Now, right now, I'm not gonna get an accurate reading because I just topped up the oil. We're gonna have to let it sit. I added a half a liter because I was below the add mark, which is no bueno. If you're checking this thing right now and it's in the add mark, it'll say right on the dipstick what conditions to check it in. So we only want to fill it to this, just to the full line right here, and then we can test those pressures. I didn't test those pressures, and that's not a very smart thing to do. You're basically risking your transmission, so please don't follow my lead. So I will show you how to check these pressures properly. So let's throw this dipstick back in and we'll hop in the truck. Before we go out on the road, there's one adjustment we have to make here, and it is there. We have to make this adjustment. So this is the cable you need to adjust, and on the back side of that cable, this piece here you push in with your screwdriver and you pull this out. Now, I talked to a transmission shop and they said that you want very little slack. I think that there's a little too little slack, so I gotta back it off a little bit. But you want basically to have good pressure when you do this job. You gotta make sure that this is so amount of slack, and then you can go and throw your gauge on, your transmission gauge, to see what your pressures are when you're running. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, let us know how we did in the comments, and we'll see you next time on Southdown Garage when we take a look at what in the heck is going on with our pressures in our transmission. Stay tuned, we'll show you how to fix that. Okay, so it's on the low end. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and we're gonna start testing gears, and it's asking for shift point from second to third driving normal, second to third wide open throttle.